Hoi Hoi and welcome back to Genshin Impact. A new version has been released, so a new trial, Xilione, has been released. There are also some other characters being teasered in the Archon quest. There is also a new event, but I'm assuming I can't do the full event right now because it's released over the course of the next week. But I'm assuming that the Tribal Chronicles for the Children of Echoes now has been fully released, so I'm going to do that. First I'm going to do the test ones. I'm not sure if I want to go for any of those characters, because I'm not really a great fan of Geo. Geo is a weird element, a similar way how Anemo is a weird element. I mean, it probably depends on how she plays. Okay, let's start with the test one. Let's do those three first that I already know for the rewards. Loading screen. That damage is pretty low. I really don't like that. Like, what the weird thing about... Hold on a minute. The game is so loud on my ears. I don't know why. Okay, like, the thing about tanks and healers in this game is, I mean, healers make sense because in case of Burnett I can use his ultimate, which passively heals the active character, right, so that's not an issue, but, like, what's so weird about tanks is that the purpose of tanks is that you have them actively on the field so that they can tank damage, but the issue is, if you have them on your on the field, but if you have your tank on the field and not your damage dealer, you are less likely to deal damage. Like, you deal much less damage, and most challenges in this game evolve around dealing damage, not around tanking, right? So this is why I always feel weird about using tanks. Like, some tanks are fine, for example, Noel, because you can activate Noel's shield and then switch to a different character. Or like in Noel's case, she also gives her shield passively. But like with a character like Candace and also with a character like what was the name again? Baidu. Which evolved around counterplay. I don't really see a point of using them because they will always have a lower DPS than your damage dealer, and having a lower DPS just makes your overall damage makes the challenges more difficult, and I fell down great because. Or the challenge fails if you fell down. Okay, I didn't know this. Great. Okay, let's just wash through this. I mean, the good thing about Candace is that her ultimate works for other characters. So you can give the water buff to other characters, which is quite useful. I don't think Baidu has that, so I don't really get the gist of why you should play tanks instead of damage dealers. Like, why you should play Ken. I mean, playing tanks can be fun, and playing Baidu can be fun, but if you have a high damage, then you clear the challenges faster, which makes it easier. Like, if you have low damage but tankiness, the fact that you have less damage means that you're getting hit more often because challenges will take longer, and some challenges are time-based, so I just don't understand the point of having tanks as your characters or of playing tanks. I mean, maybe there's like another strategy to it that I don't know of. I mean, like, if you don't want to play Candace as a main character, you can still play her as a supportive character. Like, her ultimate isn't bad. Like, her ultimate allows her to give fire to another character. To give water to another character, which is pretty useful. It doesn't work with hyper carries, like, for example, Razor or Alicino, because like my Razor relies on dealing physical damage, so he actually gets weaker if he uses the ultimate, and Alicino buffs her own base attacks with elemental damage. So it doesn't really work for many characters, but it would work for characters who normally rely on elemental damage without changing their base attack. I right now don't have an example for this, but I can take a look after this. This challenge takes way too long, just because I don't have a real damage dealer in the party. Like, this party relies way too much around dealing elemental mastery, elemental reactions. I kind of want to take a look on at my characters for a character that might be good teamed up with I'm so bad with names, Candace, right? I mean, Kirara would probably be a good choice because the way I play Kirara is I'm playing her on her ultimate. So if I team up Candace with Kirara, Kirara would have a bit more damage between her ultimate uses because it increases her base attack. And obviously the element is also a good choice. I can't really sort for damage. And teaming her up with Jean is also probably good. Like, Jean deals a lot of damage. But I mean, like, you can't team her up with Alicino, you can't team her up with Sino because both their builds work around changing their base attack, or the elemental of their base attack. You can't really use her with archers, I assume. Mages also don't work. Jihir isn't really a damage dealer. And Noelle changes the element of her base attack, so it's also not a good choice. I play my Rosaria on physical damage, so this also wouldn't work. Like, if I play Kaya on ice damage, I could do this with Kaya, and then I could also keep enemies frozen, which is probably useful. But that doesn't really feel like damage, it just feels like a lot of utility. I'm assuming it doesn't work with archers, so no Fischl, no Razor, because Razor's physical damage. It probably works well with Kaveh, but I think he also has an ability that changes his base attack, so maybe not. I mean, it obviously works with him. It would actually work pretty well with him, because if I'm playing him on water damage, then he also increases, like if he changes basic attack to water, that would probably be useful. But the thing is, like, having two water characters increases your HP, and if a water character doesn't scale with HP, then probably doesn't make sense to have two water characters in your party. I mean, Kicking can change her base attack, so that's also not a choice. He can also change base attacks. This doesn't work. I don't know, I just don't see many possibilities where Candace would fit if you don't play her as an active character. Like, if you only play her for her ultimate, I don't see many characters that would fit her. I mean, maybe with Cookie, but I don't see like any major damage dealer who would work well. I guess she's just more supposed to be a part of a elemental reactions party than anything else. I don't like elemental reactions. That's probably the reason why they teamed her up with Sucrose in the trial, because Sucrose is probably very good at elemental reactions. But I think teaming her up with a character like Jean or maybe even Sayu, although Sayu's elemental skill is cool, but it's probably not that good with Candace ones. Maybe teaming her up with Lynette, but I'm also not sure about this. I haven't played Lynette often enough. Candace is such a weird character. Okay, speaking of which character, let's try out Dori, which is also a weird character. I mean, I've talked a lot about Dori, right? Her elemental skill is so weird, it doesn't really deal that much damage. She has a sacrificial greatsword. That's interesting. That's an interesting choice. It's probably one of the better greatswords for her, because her elemental skill has a cooldown. But the issue is, her elemental skill doesn't deal that much damage compared to other elemental skill, but it has a high cooldown, which is like what's so weird about her. Her ultimate also isn't that great. Like, her ultimate is useful because it can heal you. But it's so weird. Like, Dori is like the type of character, she can do a bit of everything, but she's not good at anything specific. So it just makes more sense to use different characters. I am actually curious about whether there are people out there who play Dori because of her build and not because they think she's cute or anything like that. Like, I've talked about this with Amber. Like, there's like this one person who plays Amber and is pretty good with her, and I kinda wanted to try that out myself. Right? But the thing is, if I compare Dori to Amber, I would say that Amber is definitely better than a better character than Dori. Like, Amber has definitely more going on for her than Dori has. But maybe the issue is that I just haven't played her enough. That could be it. I mean, I definitely have to say I don't like her ultimate. I also don't like her elemental skill. The only good about her is that she is a greatsword user, but to be honest, I don't think a greatsword actually fits her. She's such a... Like, Dori should be a mage. Dori should be a mage. She should have a catalyst. Like, her elemental skill and her elemental weight definitely feels like that of a mage. Ah! Stop it! Like, I even prefer Lisa over Dori, I would say. Okay, let's talk about Chiori. She's also a weird character. Why is this trial so full of weird characters? It's like you have her elemental skill. If you press the elemental skill again, you will switch to the next character, and I actually failed that. Like, the problem with that is I don't really see the purpose of it, because Chiori is a Geo character, and like, nothing can react with Geo, but Geo can react with others, right? So, for example, if I would the net and then switch out to Chiori, I could do this to get an elemental skill. Yeah. But I don't really understand the purpose about switching Chiori out to another one. Like, I can understand the purpose about switching anyone to Chiori, but not the other way around. I mean, maybe it's just because, like, what this one does, it places down a puppet, right? So you might want Chiori as your starting character, and then your second character is your damage dealer. Right? That way you can just place the puppet for extra damage while playing Chiori as a summoner. And then automatically switch to a different character. I think that's probably the way how Chiori is supposed to be played. I mean, her damage isn't that great, but the damage of the puppet is kind of great. So maybe she's supposed to be played in a similar way on how Farina is supposed to be played. Like, essentially as Farina, you summon her elemental skill, her damage dealer, and then you switch to a different character. It's actually not a bad idea. kind of want to take a look at my Geo party. I mean, she doesn't have to be necessarily in a Geo party, but the reason why I would put her in a Geo party is because she deals Geo damage. I mean, obviously. I want to take a look at my Geo party. Right, so that's my Geo party, right? So the idea is essentially Ningguang is my base attack damage dealer and Navia is my elemental skill damage dealer. Goru is just especially good in Geo and Noelle is Noelle, right? So that's the idea of my party. Like, what if I remove Ningguang and switch her out with Shiori? Right, so essentially I place down the elemental skill with Shiori, then switch to Navia, and Navia deals damage with her elemental skill. And then, like, if Navia doesn't have any elemental skill ready anymore, I can switch back to Shiori. Is that a good strategy or not? I don't know. To be honest, I like Ningguang a lot. Her damage feels a bit low, but that's because she has 2 base attacks. I think she actually deals awesome damage, and she is a charge attacker in that sense. I also need a different set for her. Right. I definitely have to farm Navia's set more, because Navia's set is kind of one of the best Geo sets. Right, it's this one, right? So, like, what this one does, it increases your attack by 18%, which is always very good. It's actually crazy that this artifact set does this, because there aren't many artifact sets that boost your attack by 18%, and 18% is it's not a huge boost, but for an artifact set, it's one of the better 2-piece sets that you can have. Yeah, and after using an elemental skill, gain 20% Geo damage for 10 seconds. And then it also has an additional crystallized bonus. I ignore the crystallized bonus because I don't really like crystallization. But if you ignore the crystallized bonus, it's still a pretty good artifact. If you compare that to other artifact sets, which is other Geo. This is a Geo. This is not a Geo set. This is a Geo set. And then this is a Geo set, right? Those are the 3 Geo sets that currently exist. So I only have 2 over here. So I have 3 different over here, right? So this is her set, right? So then you have this one. This is a Geo set, but it's focused around defense, right? So Ningguang scales with attack, not with defense. So the other set definitely makes more sense on her. And then we have this one, which scales with crystallization, but it's like more a defensive one. So this one is also not really a good Geo set. This is really weird, right? Like, upon applying an elemental shot created to a crystallized reaction, all party members gain a 30% damage bonus for that particular element. Right? This is a really weird set, because it's like it has the Geo damage trait, but it's also a supportive set. Like, this set is supposed to be played in a multi-elemental party, where you use your Geo character as a supporter, which feels kind of weird. I can understand why people would want to do that, but having this as the first Geo set feels kind of weird, right? So, like, this Geo set should have been the first Geo set, or the first the first released Geo set, because this entices you, or blah 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 words, because this kind of wants you to play Geo characters offensively, and this one wants you to play Geo characters as a support, right? So it is weird that this set is like the newest Geo set and this one is like the oldest one. This one is a bit like between, because this set wants you to play your defensive-oriented Geo characters as offensive characters, right? Like aggressiveness, defensiveness, right? But the problem is not every Geo character scales with defense, so this cannot be played on every Geo character. If this sort of effect gets yeah. Right, so anyway, I have to farm this one for Ningguang. Definitely, and I probably would farm this one for Chiori too. But I don't know if I want to place Ningguang with Chiori. I really like Ningguang. I like the idea I like her build idea. Anyway, let's take a look at the new character. Maybe I'm going to replace Ningguang with the new character. Let's see. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people play the characters they play because they are cute. Or because they are beautiful or sexy or whatever. But for me, it's more about their build and whether I like their playstyle or not. And how well they fit together with other characters. Okay, Xilione's elemental skill causes her to don rollerblades and engage in swift movement and climbing until her night soul points are depleted. During this time, if she has at least 2 pyro, hydro, cryo, or electro party members, her normal and plunging attack can accumulate night soul points. And when her night soul points reach maximum, she will decrease the corresponding elemental resistance of neighboring opponents. Okay, so she's supposed to be played in a multi-elemental team, which is not bad. Like, she would fit very well in a pyro or cryo team. Having like 2 Geo character means that you get more damage if you have a shield active. So what I would do is I would play Xilione and Noelle in the same party, and then like either Alicino and another fire character, or like 2 ice characters for maximum damage. Otherwise, the normal and plunging attack deal increased damage. Okay, so as far as I understand, if she doesn't have at least 2 other elemental characters of the same element, then instead her base attack will increase. So she is a Night Soul points. Okay, so if she is played in a multi-elemental team, she acts as a supporter, or like she acts as a debuffer. And if she's placed in a full Geo team, or if there's no like elemental resonance besides Geo or the neutral one, then she will deal increased damage with her base attack. So she's essentially either a base attack supporter or a base attack debuffer, or a base attack attacker. But she's not for charge attacks, right? So her effects don't count for charge attacks. Yeah, and she can obviously also consume Phlogiston to maintain the state. Her Elemental Burst deploys a DJ controller that deals AoE Geo damage, and based on the elemental types of your party members, will either also continue to heal the active character or deal additional Geo damage. Okay, but it doesn't tell me what it does. So I'm assuming... Okay, I kinda have to... I have to read this a bit closer. Talents. Stereo controller. At full power, dealing Night Soul aligned RE Geo damage based on Xilione's defense. So she scales with defense. She will trigger the following effects based on the different source samples. If she has at least 2 source samples that have had the elemental types changed, Xilione will play an ebullient rhythm, healing level that's based on her death. If she has fewer than 2 source samples that have had the elemental changed. Okay, I'm not sure what exactly that means. I'm assuming that means that if you have 2 other elements than Geo, then it will heal, and if not, it will deal damage. Okay. Okay, so she has skaters. That's her movement. And she attacks with the skaters, which is kinda cool. How does this work? Okay, I think I failed that. Let's do this. Ah, okay, this is... Oh, I see, okay, yeah, so the issue is I have 2 fire characters in the party, which means she acts as a supporter with that skill. Wait. Oh, sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, she can also climb walls. She feels kinda slow. I think I like, I think I like... What was Mulani's movement better? Okay. I'm out of long stunts, so the elemental skill is not that great. I think I have... Ouch. I'm not sure about her. I think I need more practice with her. Just to see... just to have a better grasp on the concept. Yeah, I'm really not sure about her as a... blah blah on her elemental skill. I mean, the purpose of her elemental skill is to, I'm sorry, I can't talk. I mean, the purpose of her elemental skill is that, she can climb, right? So it makes sense that it's not as fast as others. Because it would be too broken, I assume. Ouch. Okay. Ouch. Ah, one character. Okay. I think I want to leave this challenge. I don't think I will go for her. I don't know. Playing her doesn't feel satisfying. Okay. Let's collect all of it. I'm gonna leave. I have to get a refill on my water. Ouch. Ah! Okay, the curse of not living alone is that people can go into your room and move furniture around, and if you don't notice it, you will stump against them and hurt yourself. Anyway, so the next thing, okay, like one more thing. I kind of want to look at her weapon. So this one is, I think, Chiori's weapon. I don't know which one is Chiori's weapon. This one scales with defense and this one also scales with defense. Normal attack damage is increased by 60% and elemental skill damage is increased by 24%. After a nearby active character deals 0 damage, the affliction effect increases by 1% for 50 seconds. Additionally, the wheeler's defense is increased by 20%. Gain order 2 flowers after normal or plunging attacks hit an opponent. Death increases by 8% and gain a 10% all elemental damage bonus for 6 seconds. Max 2 can trigger once per 0.1 seconds. When this effect reaches 2 seconds or the second stack's duration is refreshed, increase all nearby party members all elemental damage by bonus by 8% for every 1000 death the equipping character has up to a maximum of 25%. So I'm assuming this one is Xilione's weapon. I don't know, those both weapons kind of feel similar. They kind of feel too similar. This one is actually quite interesting because this one can be played on a character that is not a Geo character. If you want the full effect, you just need another Geo character in your party, right? So like assuming I have this weapon, this is a short sword, right? So let's assume I have this short sword on... I'm not using short sword characters. Which character would I put this weapon on? Okay, let's just take the Traveler, right? Let's say I have the Water Traveler or something like this. Like, this weapon would probably be good on a Water Traveler because the Water Traveler is more elemental skill oriented, right? His main damage source is the elemental skill. So let's say I have Shiori's sword on him. Oh, damn it. I have some issues with my monitor. For some reason, the cable is loose, but I'm unable to fix that. Anyway. So like this increases the elemental skill of my Traveler by 24%. Which by itself is not bad. A 24% increase is actually kinda huge. And if after a nearby active character deals geo damage, so it would double the effect, right? Now the issue is I don't know if that means that I can switch to a geo character, use this, and then switch to the Traveler. I think the way it's phrased means that if it's used in multiplayer, it would work like that, but not if I switch out the characters. Let's take a look at this one. So, normal attack or plunging attacks hits an opponent, death increases by 8% and gain a 10% all elemental damage bonus, right? So the issue here is that it doesn't increase your damage. Like, it increases your death, but it doesn't increase your normal attack damage. But it increases your elemental damage bonus. Which means it's not a good choice for a It's not a good choice for a character that doesn't scale with defense. But the good part about this one is that it doesn't say that it has to be a geo character, right? Like that's the advantage of this one. So if I have a short sword character who scales with defense, I could put this sword onto them and it still would fully work, right? I think Lila scales with HP, does she? Yeah, she scales with HP, okay, so it's not, so the sword isn't for Lila. Do I have a short sword character that scales with defense? I don't think so. Wait, so let me go to sword, right? So Jean scales with attack, the Traveler scales with different things, but mainly attack. Kaya scales with attack. Qingqi scales with attack. King scales with attack. Kirara scales with HP. Bennett scales with attack. Cookie scales with HP. Lila scales with HP and Lynette scales with damage. Yeah, she's just scales with attack. So I don't have a character that could use this sword, that's interesting. Okay, one more thing. I want to take a look at the shop. Because a new month means I can buy new stuff. Okay, so there is a razor and an amber. I definitely won't go for amber. What is this? Okay, upon damaging an opponent, increase crit rate by 8%, max 5 stacks. This is a pretty good weapon set, so I probably should go for this. I could buy 2. I was thinking about getting this one for Razor, because right now I have the Bone Serpent on Razor, which is a pay-to-win weapon, so I can't upgrade it without investing $10 each 40 days. I have the Wave Splitter, the Serpent Spine. The reason why this weapon is good is because, obviously because of the effect, but more importantly it gives me a crit rate. Right, if you compare to the prototype Archaic, this one is refinement rank 6, so I need more refinement ranks. One more, I think. Right, but the thing is, this one deals damage based on attack and it scales with attack. But I think going for crit is better. And my Razor has a very low crit rate, so I think if I go for the Royal Greatsword, this would actually be good on him. Like, the thing is, I don't know how much this increases on a rank up. Like, right now it gives me 8%. Razor has a 4 combo attack, right? So, in the best case scenario, the last hit of his combo, which deals the most attack, will crit. Which is why this sword is especially good for him. Like, the Royal Greatsword is... Like, the Royal set is better for attacks that have less combos. Because the less combos you have, the more damage you deal per hit. Which means that once you have a crit, the crit will deal much more damage than if you were to use a character with a high hit chance. But if you use a character with a high hit chance, you are more likely to deal more crits. So it is kinda balanced. Right, but the thing is, if I use it on Razor, assuming the first 3 hits don't crit, then I would get 24% crit chance. So my chance to hit on the last attack is 24% higher. So I think in his case it's actually pretty good. But the question is, do I actually want to continue playing Razor? I don't dislike Razor. I mean, another reason why this sword is good on Razor is because his ultimate increases his attack speed, right? That's another reason why this one is good. I actually don't know. I mean, everything else here is kind of useless, since it can be farmed. Like, the question is, do I want to use Razor? I do like Razor, but compared to Alicino, he feels like he doesn't deal much damage. Right, let's switch over here. The thing is, Alicino has a higher attack speed and has essentially the same base damage if I have her elemental damage active. Right, if I have Life of Bond effect on her. So she actually has a higher DPS than Razor. I'm not sure about this. I feel like Razor is probably stronger than Alicino if he has his ultimate active. I think the problem with Razor is his elemental skill actually deals pretty good damage. What I should probably do with Razor, instead of artifacts, instead of playing him on physical damage, I should probably get an attack percentage on his on his cup, on his goblet, and then should just go for both damage types. That would probably be much better. That way I would have a higher DPS, I think. But I'm not sure about this. Like, his elemental damage is pretty good. Right, so like, if I, right now, if I hit with a base attack and it crits, it deals like 8000 damage. But if I get a attack, like, if this was the tap attack, right, so if I get a tap attack, it will deal like 7000 damage if it's a crit. Which makes me think like, especially because it has such a low cooldown, right, it only has like a 5 seconds cooldown. So maybe I should go for non-physical damage. One artifact set that I had in mind was it a Bloodstained Oath? No, it's Bloodstained Chivalry. No, it's not no, hold on, it's not Bloodstained Chivalry. Pale Flame? Yeah, so one set that I had in mind was Pale Flame, because if you get an elemental skill, if you hit an elemental skill, you will get a 9% attack bonus for 7 seconds, and this stacks up to 2 times. And like, the good part about this one is his elemental skill has a lower cooldown than this one, which means you can have permanently uptime on this effect. So what it essentially gives you, it gives you 80% more attack. And also it gives you by default 25% more attack. However, if you maintain the 2 stacks, you actually get a 50% physical damage increase, right? Like, the thing is, if I go for this one, the obvious answer would probably be like, okay, then go for also more physical damage. In which case, I probably have like I have like around 90% physical damage increase if I take this artifact set with the goblets, the physical attack goblets. Actually, 100%, right? The one gives me 58, so I would probably have like 108 physical damage up, which is definitely not bad. Right, but what you have to consider is that this artifact set gives me 18% attack damage, right? And it gives me 35% normal attack damage. So that's also something that you have to consider, right? I think I want to go for the Pale Flame. Yeah, maybe I should farm the Pale Flame and try to revive my my attachment to Razor. The thing is, I think I should go for a attack goblet, because if I remove the physical damage and if I remove the fact that my base attacks deal 35% more damage, my elemental skill will look much stronger compared to my base attack. And I feel like Razor is supposed to be a hybrid of both damage types. Okay, so let me... Oops, no, let me take a look. Can I... How many pay... I have a lot of pay flames. Question is, do I want attack percentage or do I want... I don't think I need energy recharge. He actually has a really good energy recharge already, so I can probably go for attack percentage on the sands. I can go for attack percentage on the goblet. I go for crit. Do I want to go for... I should probably go for crit damage. Yeah, I should go for a crit damage head. Unfortunately, I don't have one. The reason why I should go for a crit damage head is if I go for the if I go for the Royal Greatsword, this has a better synergy, right? Like the Royal Greatsword, the Royal set has a high synergy with, or like the Royal set has a bad synergy with crit rate, but has a high synergy with crit damage, since it increases your crit rate. And the longer it takes you to crit, the higher your crit chance becomes, right? So it makes sense to have a lot of crit damage and a very low crit chance on a character with the Royal set. That's what I think. So I should go attack percentage, crit damage. This one, I mean, I can just go anything. Probably this one would be good. It has crit damage and attack percentage. It has HP, which is not optimal. I feel like the most optimal thing would be crit damage, attack percentage, then flat attack, and then elemental mastery. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you get elemental mastery or crit chance. But like if you go for the wild set, I would rather go for elemental mastery because that way I gain more damage in case I do an elemental reaction. And electro elemental reactions aren't that bad. So like the best case, to be honest, I probably should write that down. If I don't write it down now, I will forget about it. Games, Genshin. Okay. So. Okay. Artifacts farming for Razor. Do I have this open? Hold on. Oh, okay, I don't have it open. So what I want is Pale Flame. Pale Flame. So substats, which substats do I want? Okay, main stats and substats. Right, so the main stats are the more important. We have like HP and attack, which are the ones that you cannot choose. And then I probably want attack percentage, another attack percentage, and then a crit damage, right? As substats, I feel like the main focus should be attack. Like the thing, I need to balance attack percentage and crit damage because that way I get the most out of it. Like if I only go for crit damage, then there is a high that my damage will be much lower. If I only go for attack percentage, then my crit damage will feel not as strong as it should be. So I should balance those stats. So the first and second should be crit damage, crit DMG, and attack percentage. I'm not a huge fan of flat attack for reasons I've probably explained enough. But the third choice would definitely be flat attack. Because there isn't really anything better. I mean, I could always go for HP percentage or defense percentage to have more survivability. But in time attack challenge, survivability doesn't really matter. So I rather would full damage. Right. And the fourth choice would be either elemental mastery or crit chance. Crit chance would increase my overall damage, and elemental mastery would deal my damage in case I do elemental reactions. Now the issue with elemental crit chance in this build is that it doesn't harmonize that much with the royal set, but it still would boost my overall damage. Okay, so now that I have this done, I can put this one out of my mind. I don't think I want to continue playing right now. I feel a bit sick. I haven't really played video games a lot the last few weeks. Just because I didn't feel like it, and I still don't feel like it. I was curious about a new character. My curiosity has been satisfied. There is a new... Isn't there a new theater? I actually don't know. Wait, that's what I want to open, I'm stupid. I think there's a new theater. I don't really care about the theater. I don't feel like... No, okay, the theater is still active. I've did the first 3 challenges. The problem with the theater is the challenge is too... It's not difficult. The problem with the challenge is that it requires you a lot of characters. And I just don't have those characters, right? Like, let me teleport over there. Like, I like the idea of this challenge, but I feel like this challenge is badly designed. And I will explain why. Okay, let's go performance prep. Right, so we have 3 difficulties. We have easy mode. Now, in easy mode, one thing that is good to know is you can do easy mode just with the trial characters. Right? The trial characters are enough to do easy mode. So you can essentially always do easy mode. Now, the problem with normal mode is, in normal mode, you will need some of your own characters. Right? And you can see from this setup already, those 5 characters, the trial version of those characters are better equipped than my characters. Right? So, using my own characters for this one is out of the option. The only character where I would say that my one is better is my Ningguan, because she has a level 90 weapon. Artifacts. The artifact set kinda sucks. My artifacts are probably better. But yeah, the main reason is the weapon. I have a level 9 weapon, and also I have constellations. Right? And then if I go to the next stage, I need more characters for this one. And now the question is, which character could I use? I can use, I forgot her name. I can use Alicino, I can use those 3. Now, it's questionable. I'm not okay, this one I just picked out to select, right? It's interesting that they skipped Amber and chose for those 2. I think the reason is Amber doesn't have a artifact set equipped. Right? Is that true? Right. Amber. Yeah, Amber doesn't have a full artifact set equipped, right? So that's why they didn't choose Amber. But like you see, the problem is I only have 1 Geo character that can participate in this one. First things first, that's crazy. Secondly, artifacts. Like, I don't feel confident with Yanfei. I really don't like her. She doesn't deal much damage. I mean, he's fully set with artifacts, so he's fine. Her artifacts are barely upgraded. Like, I have to max out 1 artifact and then upgrade to another artifact, so she wouldn't be fit for the challenge. And, like, I could probably win this, but it won't be easy. I definitely have enough character for this, right? But if I go for this one, I now need much more characters. And I don't have enough characters. Like, those are all the characters that I can use for this challenge. And, like, the Traveler, I can't use the Traveler, he doesn't have an artifact set. I can't use Amber, she doesn't have an artifact set. And I can't use any of those 3, because they also don't have an artifact set, right? The amount of grinding that you have to do to be able to participate in this challenge is incredible. Right, like, you can do the first one, you can do easy mode for free. Like, the minimum characters that you need are 8, but you actually only need 6. Right, so you essentially just have to throw away. You need 2 more characters. You need 8 characters because you gain 2 characters just by completing the challenge. but you technically only need 6 of those, right? And for this one, you already need 12 characters. Having 12 characters, like 12 fully developed characters, is already difficult for me. Right, you have to do a lot of grinding. So, I like the idea of this challenge, but I don't like the execution. Alright, okay, so that's what I have to say about the Imaginary Theater. The map kinda looks cool. The map reminds me of like Dungeons and Dragons style maps, which is kinda cool. Alright, but let's leave. My voice is kinda broken and my nose also is broken, so I can't read. I can't talk. I will just end this episode here and I will pick the rest of it up. I'm not ending the episode, I'm ending the video here and I'll pick up the rest on a later date. Hoi hoi. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Now I will do the trials. The Trial of the Echo Trials. One thing that I just want to say, I've been skipping like to some YouTube videos, and one thing that bothers me is how everyone and their mother is now talking about how bad what was it name again? Bethesda. How bad Bethesda's game design is, and like I was like, yeah, I mean, Skyrim is 13 years old, and back then when it was released, I thought it was worse than Oblivion. People who played Morrowind thinks that Oblivion is worse than Morrowind, so Fallout 4, a lot of people agree that Fallout 3, or at least Fallout New Vegas, is better than Fallout 4. Well, Fallout New Vegas wasn't made by Bethesda, but Fallout New Vegas is based off Fallout 3, uses the same engine. And Fallout 4 is essentially a downgrade compared to Fallout New Vegas. So I don't like, it really bothers me that now everyone, now that here, what was this game name? Stellaria? Was it Stellaria? No, that was another game, I think. Wait, let me Google that. What was Starfield, right? Now, like, since Starfield's release, everyone is complaining on how Starfield is not a real RPG, Bethesda is so bad, and I'm just like, yeah, I've already noticed for like 10 years minimum. Okay, anyway, I have been walking around Natlan. Because I was picking up some collectibles, right? So for the for this reward, where you have to complete like the progress to get some extra stuff. And I saw a new character over here. Let's talk to her. Actually, it has a cutscene. Hey, Xilione, didn't expect you to see her. We don't know her yet. Hey there, traveler, Paimon, what is it so weird to see me at my own home? Okay, so Xilione, all in Natlan know Xilione for her great forging skills and her fame as a name engraver. To temper tales and cast ancient names is a duty without parallel, and outside of these responsibilities, Xilione is also willing to craft some exquisite practical items. She gives every piece of work the utmost focus, ensuring that every product is of the highest quality. But after work, Xilione switches focus to enjoying her leisure time, which is for her of the greatest importance. Well, no, but Paimon thought you have found a beautiful tree to get a few days shut-eye in by now, since we just solved such a big problem. Okay, I think this one is supposed to play after the new Archon Quest. That's the word I was looking for. My brain is dead. I don't know what to do against it. Nothing works. I'm just dead. Okay. I would love to, but everyone's been busy with the reconstruction. I will feel wrong to slack off at a time like this. So this is where you decided to contribute. Here, let me show you something. Wow, what a pretty gem! Looks very valuable. Something looks off. Yeah, sharp as always. This is the Phlogiston honey pearl with particular patterning that's been making the rounds recently in the market. They're usually produced by Phlogiston Aphids. Pretty common, really. Oh wait, is that the event quest? Oh, okay, so I think I've accidentally started the event quest. I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to start that one yet. But these oddly patterned ones are both novel and scarce, making them quite expensive. Everyone gets it. That's just like how we love treasure chests that have awesome looking patterns on them too. So I bought a few for my collection, and guess what? After a few days the potted plant I was raising nearby had withered. I didn't think much of it first. I mean, I don't know the first thing about growing plants anyway. Later, however, I heard Kachina say that some people got sick. Most of them were customers of Chevin's gemstone shop. Even Chevin herself proved no exception. Wait, did it all have something to do with this gem then? I thought so too, and so I smashed one open and discovered that it contained some abyssal energy. Low concentration, of course, and isolated by the outer shell of the honey pearl itself, which made it almost undetectable. What's about the victim? How are they doing now? No need to worry, the low concentration resulted in rather minor maladies, with most being sleepy or being prone to exhaustion. It hasn't had any effect on the more fit like myself or Kachina. Phew, and here Paimon thought this might be a sticky situation. Sticky? Like the honey and honey pearls? I bet Paimon was thinking sticky like slimes instead. Hehe, you know it. Unfortunately for us, this problem's only a threat to ordinary people, just like slimes. The poor slimes! Stop punching down, Paimon! Hey, or kicking down, punching up and kicking down. Hey, you two really understand one another. We totally do. Still, we meet lots of people scared stiff by slime, so it's not like we can ignore it just because it isn't dangerous for us, right? Exactly, I already explained the situation to our chief and asked him to collect and destroy all revenge honey pearls on the market. But we still need to attack the issue at the source. My sentiment exactly. Like I said, Phlogiston honey pearls are produced by Phlogiston Aphids. Aphids. They're called Aphids, right? If anything is the source of the problem, it will be them. I went to look for Kinichi, since he's got the better head for investigation between us. Yesterday he sent word that he found aphids with abyssal contamination. There are also traces of their presence near the skyines of the canopy and the people of the swings, right? And Kinichi also notified Mualani. However, they are not exactly gemstones enthusiasts, so the problem didn't affect them as much. Looks like there are all sorts of lingering Abyss-related issues, huh? Guess we gotta be patient. How do you plan to deal with the aphids? Catch them first. We can still purify the level of abyssal contamination. We shouldn't need to harm the aphids. Kinichi has marked out places where they gathered. I'm heading to a spot near our tribe. Would you like to come along, by the way? A little bug catching sounds like fun, doesn't it? I will have invited Kachina, but unfortunately she's already occupied. Are we there so you can slack off? I'm game. Nah, seems like a boring gig. Are you there so that we can slack off? Do I look like I'm going to lie down and watch you from a tree? Have you been working together? Just kidding, let's go. Okay, glad to have you. Would have been a boring trip otherwise. Let's head off then. Okay. So, I am now supposed to go where? Over there. So, I'm assuming in this quest, this is probably not it's probably a mini game which unlocks on multiple days, right? So let's do the story part of this one, and then I will just do the Tribal Chronicles. Since I've already started the story part of the event, let's just continue it. In the end, it doesn't really matter in what order I do this, right? But the reason why I wanted to do the tribal one first is because so that I can do this event in like one go. But if it unlocks on multiple days, then now I've started doing this, and you know what? I can technically still cut it, right? So it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Okay, this is our spot. See that an aphid polluted with the power of the abyss, way larger than any normal one ever gets. Wow, what a huge aphid. I don't think that's an aphid. It looks more like a bee. Oh, is it dangerous? Relax, even though it's been contaminated by the abyss, its behavior doesn't seem to have changed at all. Still, I've specially prepared an extra large insect net to make sure everything goes smoothly. Here you go. It will come in handy for catching them in a moment. Oh, right. By the way, Kinichi mentioned something rather unusual. He discovered that there's a special berry that always glows near areas where abyssal aphids are found. Yeah. The berry contains a toxin that can paralyze the aphids, so if you spat them on the net, it will stop the aphid from struggling. Huh? Why are aphids living around a berry that paralyzes them? Seems kind of strange to Paimon. I think so too. First time I've heard of animal living alongside something that's dangerous to them. I mean, if I had to guess, it's probably because they're getting drugged out of it or something like this, right? Because humans would also live near plants, like humans in the ancient times would live near plants, which they can get drugged on, or like, I mean, not necessarily drugged on, but like the main reason why we started agriculture is because we wanted to drink beer. So that's probably the reason if I had to make a biology-based guess or something, or like evolutionary guess? I don't know. Whatever. It's totally unnatural. Wait, could something behind them getting infected with the abyss? Paimon sure is on high alert these days. Hey, even the dumbest guy grows. And Paimon was never dumb to start with anyway. The only problem with that is that we searched everywhere but didn't find any trace of human involvement. So let's just chalk it up to some unknown natural aphid behavior for now. Fine, but no matter what, we've got to catch them first. We don't want anything else that makes people sick running around. Bugbuster Squad, move out! Okay. Abyss corroded Florison aphids will be protected by special wards that, before they break, will prevent your attacks from depleting abyssal power. Okay, once the ward is broken, the aphid will be stunned. Oh. Okay. This is too much text. Too long, didn't read. Trial characters. Okay, I've got Xilione as trial character for this one. Okay. Am I supposed to? No, okay, the item is automatically equipped. Capture within 210 seconds. Okay, so I can do this. I can do this. Okay, that definitely takes some time, I guess. Okay. No, it went to another area. That's interesting. I've slept a night over whether I should get Xilione, right? Like yesterday I was playing Xilione, was testing out Xilione, right? And I was thinking maybe I should go for her. Like if I can play her as a supporter, she might actually be a good supporter for my Alicino party, right? Like if I go 2 Pyro characters, then Emily, and then Xilione, I think this might be a good party. But like the issue is of course that I have to level her first, right? And this will also take a long time. So it will take a long time before I'm able to actually build the party that I have in mind, so I'm not sure if I should go for her. My end goal of playing Genshin Impact is to get every character anyway. But this is probably like logistically impossible since I always have to wait until a certain character is available. So like on one hand it would be a smart idea to go for both the characters right now. I probably have enough gems to get both of them, maybe, I don't know. Right? But like if I don't play them then I don't really have a need to get them or something like this. I really want Euler. I need an ice character that I can play on ice. And like my idea was for go for Shongyun, because with his elemental skill he can change ice damage, his base attack to ice damage. But I kind of want Euler. Like Euler is one of the few characters that I actually really like. Like besides Razor, or like some other characters. I mean, I like Tignari, but I don't like Tignari as much as Razor, for example, because Tignari uses a bow and I don't like bows anymore much. Right, and my favorite weapon is Greatsword, and Euler uses a Greatsword. I kind of want to go for Euler, but it will take a very long time, probably until she's available again. Anyway, phew. We did it! Thought this bugger certainly looks big. It was pretty easy to catch. It's not dangerous at all, other than the fact it likes to run away. The insect's net and numbing berries were really useful too. Hehe, hehe. But seeing as it's the abyss these Aphids are contaminated with, they could attract monsters. Best to be on your guard. Yeah, you're right. And since these all too convenient berries just happen to be here, well, if it was Paimon, she would steer clear of any enemies. Being around berries like this isn't normal or natural, Kitsu. We should keep our eyes peeled. There's something really fishy going on for sure. Being next to a Paimon also is not normal or natural, but hey. You certainly look like an expert on suspicious goings on. Hey, Paimon's landed from you. Aha. Anyway, thanks for coming out here with me. We have taken care of one area. It's about time for a nice little break. After all, I need your help over the next few days too. Right, so I can redo this one. I'm curious about... Okay, so I can technically do the first two. It should unlock on Monday. So I will just end this part here and add this one after the part where I do the trial quest, I think. Alright, I'm going to finish the Aphids event. This is capture 3, okay? So where's capture 2? I don't know. This was capture 1. This is capture 2? Okay, let's do this one first then. All victory and glory belongs to the Pyro Archon! All hail the Pyro Archon! Also, I'm going to open my map because I need to do as much stuff in Nufflin as possible. Okay, so I am here. There is an ember chest over here. It's over there. I just get this ember chest. I hope they are going to update the ember chest at some point. Because keeping track of all the ember chests is way too difficult. Oh. Okay, so which number was that? 73758. Okay, 73758. I said 7-3. Holy shit, I am okay. I feel like I'm too drunk to tip in numbers, yet I'm not drunk, so okay. Alright. Ah! Where am I? I'm too tired. I'm not drunk, I'm tired. Oh, and the sounds are bugged. Great. Okay. Ah, this is way too complicated. I'm way too tired for this. Okay, Aphids. Okay, Kinichi. There is an aphid. I have to hit those, right? Yes. Oh, he's running away. Okay, he's going to run away. What's that? Oh. Where is he? He's up there. Okay, Kinichi can jump this, right? Yes. Maybe I should have gone for Kinichi, because Kinichi seems to be a cool character. But the thing is, I can't really upgrade him anyway. Probably doing something wrong. I still haven't figured out how this properly works, but hey. Oh, okay, I think I've captured it. Okay, exit. Alright, so the next one is this. I am too tired. I am too tired. Okay, another Kinichi run. What? It's all the way over there, okay. Oh, I thought that was exploding barrels. Get up there. Whoop! I did not expect to get damage in this challenge. Okay, so I think I figured out how to do this with Kinichi. I shouldn't use my elemental skill for depleting the shield, because the elemental my elemental skill gives me the Night Soul buff, right? So I should hit them with my skill only if the shield is already depleted to get more of the energy done. Okay, I can only do one. Oops. Okay. Alright, I can do two now. So what I'm supposed to do is probably do this. Can I do it again? No, I have cooldown. Okay. Let's wait until my cooldown is off. Right now. What? Are you fucking serious? Oh, I really hate this. This is horrible. Wow, I completely failed that. Great. I hate the way how they made this, this, like Kinichi's and also the one from the Green Saurians. This is so bad, this is badly designed. Holy shit. It's so bad. Like, it... Oh, I hate that. so awful. Okay, so this time I did not get any energy. I didn't got any abyssal energy down. Okay, let's try this again. Stay! Oh, the shield is way too quick up again. I hate that. The recharge is way too quickly. Okay, he's gone. Okay. Alright. Okay, next one. There's none over there. So there is one, and where's the last one? The last one should be available. I only see this one. This is 4. Where's 5? Maybe 5. Okay, there's a quest. Maybe 5 only becomes available if I do the quest. This video is going to be way too short, I feel like. Oh. Is it on top of this thing? It's so annoying. That wasn't close at all. Okay, so let's mark this one. Which one is it? Where am I? I'm over here, right? Yes. Hierokolos. Okay, so I'm assuming this one is with Mulani. Yes. Stay here. Okay, I forgot how Mulani is played. I feel like out of all the new characters, Mulani is like the most difficult for me. We're supposed to do this. Ah, I'm stuck. Okay. Okay, I don't want to spend my Phlogiston. Although I probably get enough Phlogiston in this challenge. So I don't need to worry about that. And we can also do this. That was 1. Stay! Here! Okay, oh, that was unfortunate. Okay, I think I understand how it works now, or how Mulani works or not. No! How am I out of Phlogiston? I'm probably supposed to go through this one. mean, I'm definitely not happy about like new characters because they feel like way too complicated to be played, or at least for me. Okay. Alright, exit. So, now I probably have to do the new run. Yeah, okay, today is final mission, alright. Ah. Oh, I didn't finish this one in time. I don't care, to be honest. Okay, we have to do this quest. It's up there. Oh, I've actually completed the area up there. That's funny. You have to get one. I have to get 100 of those for this next achievement. Hey, you're here. This is the last place where the abyssal Aphids was spotted. So we are done if we catch it here, right? Pretty much. Even if a few manage to get away, it's not a big deal. I will find time to deal with them. I already heard from the tribe that the patients have taken a turn for the better over the last few days. That's great news. It's great news. That's great news. My voice is dead because I've just woke up. I just woke up an hour ago. Though there is no one. There is one fly in the. Your conspiracy theory turned out to be just that, Paimon. It seems like those fruit just grow naturally where the Aphids tend to congregate. Paimon expected some kind of fatui or treasure hoarder or some other kind of mastermind behind the scenes. Paimon was just showing the kind of sensible caution any guide worth her salt would have. I'm sure you will always be vigilant, Paimon. Hehe, that's a given. Alright, let's hurry up and wrap this up then. Okay, Bugbuster Squad, move out. Time for our final battle. Okay, it's Xilione again. This is Phlogiston, I don't need Phlogiston. Yeah, to be honest. Oh. I have to switch that one again. Oh. I failed. I don't care, I just have to hit it. Just hit it until it dies. Okay, the last one is over there. Excuse me? That was not great. I'm still not sure if I should go for Xilione. Ah! Stop hitting them! That's just ultimate. Ow! Oh. Ow. Okay. Capture 5. Oh! A new character! Okay, here's Electro. Xilione, Kitsu, Paimon, you two as well, hello. So I'm assuming we would have met them if I had played the Archon quest first. Ororon. No! Why? Why? Why is that in a Rana? Even amongst the master alone of the Night Winds, there are particularly unique young folks. This fellow usually lives alone out in the wild, has a slightly confusing manner of speech, and his behavior falls outside the bounds of ordinary logic. Meticulous and patient, he has an extraordinary talent in caring for plants and animals, getting the most out of related weeds, whether they be farming or raising aphids. Oh, what's wrong? Have you recovered? Thank you for your concern. Granny spent a few days pouring bitter stuff down my throat and forcing me to rest, and I'm much better now. Hey, Owaron, are you here to help Xilione catch aphids? 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 Oh, so you were the ones who kidnapped 100% sweetness. No wonder extreme sweetness and unusual sweetness also disappeared. It was you all along. Huh? Are those all the names of the aphids? Yep. It makes it easier to tell them apart. I don't actually judge them after all. They are still amazing even if they don't produce honeydew. So these aphids were all raised by you? Actually, I don't really do much that would interfere with their natural behavior. We just happen to live in the same territory. It's a kind of relationship where we just get along with each other. Oh, sorry, I had no idea, but they were contaminated by the abyss, which was affecting the tribe, so we had to take care of that. Yeah, that's right, and we didn't harm them either, just so you know. Really? That's good. Still, no need to worry. It's not a big deal. In fact, I myself came here to deal with that problem. And I must set the record straight. The aphids weren't contaminated by the abyss. They are smart little creatures who choose to eat the abyss energy. Say what now? They choose to eat it? Exactly. They only eat a little bit at a time, though that little bit is enough to make their bodies expand, but it won't kill them. After a while, they will fly somewhere far away and then create flogs on honey pearls that bind up the contaminations inside. The outer shell of the pearl acts as barrier against contamination, and this way they can slowly strip away the abyssal energy from their home. Though the process must be repeated over and over and over, but they're all patient critters, even if the ants move, it isn't a problem. So they're protecting their home. First I heard of it as well, so they know the land is being invaded too. Yes, 100% sweetness and the rest have been fighting hard. They are all really great capable aphids. Yes, that's Natlan, the nation of war for you. So, Ororon, how did you find this place? Oh, that's because I fed them some numberry seeds. They can digest them, so it doesn't take long for them to excrete them. After the seeds hit the ground, they grow quickly, turning into fruiting bushes. If I follow the bushes, I can find them. Then I gather the honey pearl they produce and take care of them, and then use more numberries to bring them back. But it seems like you guys have already done all that for me and didn't harm them in the process. Really, I'm very grateful to you all. So that was what's going on with the numberries. Paimon was draining all her brain juice trying to figure out if there was some kind of plot behind them. Huh? Did I cause you any trouble? No, not at all, don't worry about it. Ororon, rest assured that we'll return all the abyss cleaning evidence back to you just as they were. That would be just perfect. They're all very important living beings and must be treated well. Well, since the problem is already taken care of, I will see you all later. Feel free to drop by and visit me next time. I will take you to see some other good friends of mine. Then I will be looking forward to it until next time. Okay. I never imagined thing would turn out quite like this. That Ororon sure is a master of surprises. And thank you both. Without the two of you around, this would have been one boring trip. This is for you. It's an uncontaminated phlogiston honey pearl. Don't worry, it's not valuable. Just think of it like a memento, something to remember these tiny warriors who fight for Natlan by. Okay. So that was the event. That was definitely short. I think I'm just going to add this one and the trial together and do the Xilione trial together and do the Echo Tribe trial as an own video. Because that's probably going to be longer. Alright. Oh yeah, okay, one more thing I'm going to do in this episode. There's a new boss. Let's go over here. I'm going to do the boss. Because I have to do it at some point. I hate those guys. It's very difficult for me to fight them. I don't know how to properly fight them. I don't understand how they work. Because it feels like no matter how much damage I deal, I do not deal enough damage to break their shield. I probably need a Nutland character to break their shield. Okay, there was a more chest that I didn't expect it. This is number 73742. 73742. Okay. There was a chest up here, right? In this case, I'm doing the chest too, so that I don't have to come back here. Okay. Give me your loot. All right. So, the teleporter is up there. Okay, so the question is, how do I get to the boss? He seems to be underground. I cannot reach this. Oh, okay. Okay, let me mark the one chest that I got. Okay, what's your deal? You must first climb the solid phlogiston and enter the energy field. Okay. So I can damage him. He's probably resistant to electricity. Oh. I'm not sure about this, but he seems like, in general, resistant to damage. My physical damage is low, that's expected because it's a machine. Okay, so I have to climb... How do I climb those? Huh? Wait, what? Do I... No way! Do I need Xilione or... Huh? Okay, wait. I think I... Okay, I have a suspicion, and my suspicion is that I cannot defeat this boss without a character from Nutland. If that's true, then this sucks. I mean, I can probably defeat him without a character from Nutland, but it's much more difficult. Yeah, he has a lot of damage resistance. I probably need to break his shield first. But I'm assuming I can only break his shield if I break the second phase. Yeah, this phase. But the thing is, how do I do this? Okay. Okay. I should probably have read more about the combat with this one. Okay, so let me adjust my party. I'm going to remove Razor for... why is it lagging so much? So, for her. Okay, let's try it again. So I think I should just go for Noel for the first phase. Right, so the reason why Noel for the first phase is because I have to, I can't deal full damage, so I just have to avoid getting damage. And since Noel has the highest defense, that's the best choice. The problem is I probably have to upgrade Kachina before I can fight him, so this is what I'm waiting for. Yeah. Holy shit, that sucks. Okay. Alright, so let's go to Alucino. Like, the fact that I can only do this with a character from Natlan kinda sucks. Like, I'm assuming I need, like, either Kachina or Xilione for this, but I'm assuming I can also do this with the other ones. I just have to be more tricky about it. Okay, now he has the shield again, which means I have to switch to Noel. I don't know, I don't like that. Like, my issue with gimmick boss fights is that you have to use the gimmick to do this boss fight. Like, if it were a gimmick that every character could do, then it wouldn't be a problem. Or at least like a certain character. But so, for example, the gimmick of, like, okay, so, Raiden has a instant kill, but you can, ignore the instant kill. First, you can do it with every character, it's just more difficult. And if you do it with a electro character, it's easier, right? So that's essentially like the instant kill gimmick, and I think this is fair. But like the fact that I can't do this with any other character that kind of sucks. Especially because I'm like on a high difficult. Which means I have to upgrade Kachina to be better at this fight. I mean, technically I can do this without upgrading Kachina, right? I mean, I'm doing this right now without having an upgraded Kachina, but I would definitely feel more comfortable if I had a level 90 Kachina with full artifact set when doing this fight. And by the way, I can actually upgrade the difficulty one more time. Right, so I'm curious which level would they then be. Would they be level 100 or would they be like level 95 or something? Okay, so alright. This is the last time. Okay. I don't like this fight. Not at all. Not because it's a bad fight, but because it uses a gimmick. I don't like gimmick fights. Alright, okay, and with this I'm going to end this video.